What happens when people are healthy and not afflicted by disease? They live a long life. What does the law of Moses say about people living long lives? Do people die young or do they die in old age? Exodus 20 verse 12 says, "Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you." Exodus 23 verse 26 says, "I will fulfill the number of your days." Deuteronomy 4 verse 40 says, "You shall therefore keep his statutes and his commandments which I command you today, that it may go well with you and with your children after you, and that you may prolong your days in the land which the Lord your God is giving you for all time." Deuteronomy 5 verse 33 says, "You shall walk in all the ways which the Lord your God has commanded you, that you may live, and that it may be well with you, and that you may prolong your days in the land which you shall possess." Deuteronomy 6 verse 2 says, "That you may fear the Lord your God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments which I command you, you and your son and your grandson, all the days of your life, and that your days may be prolonged." Deuteronomy 11 verse 9 says, "And that you may prolong your days in the land." Deuteronomy 25 verse 15 says, "That your days may be lengthened in the land which the Lord your God is giving you." If we obey God and keep his commandments, God will prolong our days and we will not die before our time. It is not God's plan for our lives that we die prematurely because of sickness. It is God's plan that we complete our days, that we are still able to speak of the goodness and glory of God in our old age, and that when we die, we go to God the Father without sickness or pain. The prolongation of days not only applied to the Israelites in the Old Testament, it also applies to us who live under the New Covenant. In fact, Exodus 20 verse 12 is quoted in the New Testament. Ephesians 6 verse 2 says, "Honor your father and mother," which is the first commandment with promise, "that it may be well with you and you may live long on the earth." Notice that Paul spoke of the promise of a long life in the Old Testament and used it for believers in the New Testament. God's promises apply to the whole world, not just to the Israelites in Old Testament times. In fact, Paul wrote this letter to the church in Ephesus, a church that was located in modern-day Turkey in New Testament times. The brethren in Ephesus did not live in Old Testament times, did not live in the promised land of Israel, and many were not Israelites. Yet they received the promise contained in the law of Moses. If the Ephesians received this promise, then we too are entitled to this wonderful promise of God's word today. In this reason, we have only looked the texts in the law of Moses that speak of prolonging our days and growing old. The rest of the Bible also speaks a lot about this, such as in the book of Proverbs.